Alright everybody, this is my customization of decals. So basically we're going to start off with our character of choice. We're going to start off with let's start off with Jinpachi. Now I already have a customization for him already, but this will still work the same way. I'm going to just show you my armors that I have, and then I'm going to show you my finished product with Heihachi. Alright, so basically what you want to do is you go to equip decal. I'm going to take all this shit off. Alright, now you start off with a blank slate, but as you can see I have certain designs. Now what you want to do when you start off, the first one you're going to start off on a torso. You want to raise it to probably maybe 600 to get it to the middle of the chest, and then you just graph out the size. Then you increase the size a little bit more, do whatever you want to it. It's your design, you can do whatever you want to it. Each design is unique in its own, so you kind of want to make something that nobody else can replace. So we're going to do that like that, and we need a back piece, so we're going to use this one. Now when you use the back piece, all you want to do is rotate it all the way around to 100. And then you raise it the same way. You raise it up to probably like 600 to where it's almost the middle of his back. And then you increase the size. You want to get it to the size to where it actually reaches to the top of his neck. That way you can actually see it, like actually moving on his neck. So then you increase the width. And then if you want to get crazier with the design, you move the design to mesh. Basically, you blended it in with the rest of your design. So go like that. Then for the legs, it's the same thing. You go to you change it from torso to the left leg. You have to have items that you can actually equip decals with. They have a little flag on it when you go to purchase them. And for the leg items, you kind of want to move it to 450. So it's actually in the middle. Is it 450 or? I think it is 450. Alright, so you go to 450, and like I said, you increase the size as much as you can. You want to see it actually do something to the pants or the armor or whatever. And if it's not coming out how you want, rotate it so it actually changes the way it looks. And the same thing is for the back legs. For the right leg, you want to rotate it all the way around to 100. You move it down so you can see it, and then you replace it by, this one's going to be 550 because it's the opposite side of the other one. So you're going to go to 550 with that. And like I said, oh snap. Like I said, you want to increase the size. So there we go. Alright, now once you have an actual design on your character, what you want to do is you take any decal that you have and you can replace it. So I'm going to replace it with the armor I have on Heihachi. And it'll come out to the exact same size that every other thing came out as. And for the legs, I have the leg pieces perfect. So that's just part one. The second part is you want to go into the layers. Now each decal has 5 layers, okay? So we're going to take all this off, and we're going to start at square one, which is this little circle piece all the way in category 6. It's this one at the bottom, because if you do the other one, it looks completely different. So that one's on, and you're going to raise this one to 50, 6Y. You can go back and pause the video for whatever reasons have you, change the color, whatever. And then the next piece is the one that's up here. Okay, so that's the second piece. When you go into detail on what that one is, 50, 50, 47, 74. You can rotate them, you can do whatever you want to it. It's your design. Change color, whatever. And the next piece is actually in category 7. It's this piece right here. It's this piece. So when you go into detail on that, it's 51, 58, 27, 37. You don't have to rotate it at all, change the color, do whatever you want. And the next piece is the exact same thing, but it's got a V on it. That's why I wanted it. If y'all can see clearly, it's a V. So, vigilant. And then the last piece, I kind of found this one, like, it's a Galaga piece. it's like a targeting system or whatever from Galaga or Space Missions. I don't fucking know. Some shit from Namco. And you add that as like his little guard belt or whatever. So now that we got the design and y'all see exactly what it is, you go to the size and all that cool stuff. You change the color, like I said. When you change the color on this one, it gives you kind of a negative effect on depending on what color you choose. If you ever mess up on a design, you don't want to keep it. When it says overriding save data, continue anyway, go to no, and your design will stay exactly how it was before. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I did to Heihachi, because with Heihachi I did it a little bit differently with the leg pieces and the back piece. Alright, now with Heihachi I did it a little bit differently. So I got the front piece on him. I've got the decal moved over slightly a little bit because the middle pieces, they're like triangles, so they're always uneven anyway. So you got to even it up with your character. As you can see, he's got the guard belt, he's got the chest piece, he's got the V on the chest, he's got the little shit from the bottom of the armor. And like I said, you can rotate it to do different designs. You pretty much play with it. You do whatever you want to it. It's your design. You want to make it as unique as possible so people will remember it. And for the back piece, the same thing. And like I told you before, when you rotate it, you kind of like mesh the armor together. So this is how it was, but when I mesh it together with the armor, it turns out different. And depending on how far you blend it all together depends on what designs you actually get. So you can actually see it actually changing my entire design now. So don't go too crazy because it'll just look like a big pile of crap. But experiment with your own design. Like everything, like I said, it's yours. You do whatever you want to it. And once you have something that you want solid, then you equip it. And for the leg pieces, I did this one actually kind of different. Like I took the leg pieces from, instead of being like directly in front of him, like I said, I moved it over. So it just fits on the side of his leg. So as y'all can see, I have the V on the side of my leg. Trademark. Trademark. And the same thing I did opposite for the other leg. So you have two exact pieces that are just on different sides of the leg. But the reason why I rotate them is because the inside of his legs move. So you want the same design on the inside. So when you go look at it, it's the same design that's on the outside that's on the inside. So I have the vents, as you can see, like, so it makes it seem like he's breathing from the suit. Basically, he's a freaking human still. But as you can see, like, you can still see, like, in the middle, the little middle section of his pants, like, it's kind of like spread open because I rotated it to 49 instead of it being straight up on his arm, on his legs. But like I said, it's pretty much doing whatever you want to it. Every piece has its own part. Like each piece, as you can see, like for example, this is the back piece. Alright, so I started out with the spine. I moved it all the way up, expanded it to the biggest spot I could, and then I added on the little circle from category 6. It's this one up here though. It's this one. And for the next piece is the tribals. I believe that is right here in category 3. The next piece after that was another tribal that is located right here. And once you have that piece on, then you add on the extra little white piece, and you notice that it gives like the outside of it gives it kind of like, this is actually his arm pieces right here. These two little flaps right here, this is actually going to be his arm pieces. So when you go look at it, when you look at the design that's actually right here, you notice that actually